Not a bad view, huh? This is Valley of the Gods in Utah. I've been boondocking here for 5 days now. I'll be leaving tomorrow. But what I really wanted to do today was talk to you all about my casita. This is my rolling home on wheels. It is a 1999 Casita Spirit Deluxe. It is 17 feet from hitch to bumper, which means the actual living quarters is actually more like 13 or 14 feet. It is wholly self-contained. It has freshwater tank, gray tank, black tank, let's see here, city water connection for hooking up at a, at a park. That's where the black tank comes in from the bathroom. And the smaller pipe there is the gray tank, and that there is my dump. The newer Casitas come with 15-inch wheels standard. Mine is an older model. It has 14-inch wheels and a lower rise axle, but that's okay. I still get to visit some pretty beautiful places, as you've seen here. Over here, this is where my power cord comes out. A little bit right there, I just open it up, pull the power cord out. That's if I'm staying in an RV park. Right next to that is my water heater. It's a 6-gallon water heater. It runs off propane or electric. I never use it, but that's the topic for another video. Next to that is my battery compartment. Casitas only come with a single 12-volt battery, and it's only got about 80 amp hours. There's no room inside. I don't know if you can see, it's pretty dark. There, you can kind of see. You can't really fit a bigger one in there, so that's what I have. I keep it charged using a 100-watt solar panel, but I, again, will be talking about that in another video. The trailer has a 7-pin connector. It's got brakes and it's got lights that light up. Plugs into the back of my truck. And there are stabilizer jacks on the back corner here, but they're rusted and don't work very well, and since I'm camping alone, it doesn't matter if the trailer rocks back and forth, so I never use them, but if you have a newer one, they'll work. This is one of the things I love best about my Casita. It's got a nice big rear window. It's got so many windows on it. Awning can be pulled out with just one person. When I'm boondocking, I don't really use it because I'm always worried about the wind coming up and catching it. That's my stove vent. You'll see that when we go inside. Outdoor light, fridge vents, and it does have an outside power receptacle there. That's like my water outlet, so I can open that up and have the water from my fresh tank drain out. Let's see if I can get there it is. So this is my water tank, and as I said, optional for the Casita, you can have a larger water tank that takes up this whole space, and then you don't get any storage. The smaller one, so I have storage space, but I don't actually use it. But yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, it's got little lines to mark. You can see my water's actually getting kind of low, so it's a good thing I'm going to be done boondocking soon. And the inlet for that is around the back side of the Casita here. So you just open this up, and hose or a funnel and pour water in there. Spare tire. It's a full-size spare tire. Good to have, I guess. Single step works just fine for me because it rides so low to the ground. Here is the front. You'll notice I have these are not stock. I have a weight distribution / sway control hitch made by Reese. And I needed that for my truck because my truck says right in the manual that for anything with a tongue weight over 250 pounds, you need a weight distribution hitch. So I have a fancy $650 hitch, but I love it because like I can take my hands off the wheel when a semi passes me on the highway and I have no problems whatsoever. I can talk more about that hitch another time. This vent up here is for my AC unit. On the newer Casitas, the AC units are on the top. Mine's an older one. It's in the front. It's got a single 20-pound propane bottle on it. When I'm boondocking, I find this usually lasts me about 3 weeks, cooking 1 meal a day. I'll be talking more about cooking at some other time. most Casitas have 2 bottles on the front, and this one originally had 2 bottles on the front, but a previous owner modified it to only have 1, which I actually kind of like because that makes the tongue a little lighter. Here's the 7-pin connector I was talking about. Safety chains, that's all pretty standard. Hand crank works just fine for me. Show you my truck real quick. This is a 2001 Dodge Dakota. It's got a 4.7 liter V8 engine in it. I've had the truck slightly longer than I've had the trailer. And I really like the truck for a couple reasons. I like to keep the inside of the Casita pretty clean, which you'll see when we go inside. So I actually use the truck for storage. So you see my back seat. It's pretty much all storage stuff in there. This way I can keep it less cluttered inside. A lot of people ask me, like I've shown videos of doing work on my Casita with a 6-foot ladder, and they're like, where do you keep the ladder? And I'm like, well, I keep the ladder in the trunk, of course. So there's the back of the truck. This purple one here has my hose. That's how I dump my tank, my black gray tank hose, my stinky slinky, as the kids call it these days. My solar panel thing, inside that blue Tupperware are my wheel covers, which I didn't have on so you could actually see the wheels. And my freshwater tank hoses are also under there. Leveling blocks in case I'm parking somewhere that's not level. This is my hitch. It plugs into a 2-inch receiver in the back, and it's got a 2-inch ball. And I keep it covered up because it gets really dirty, and I don't want to get that grease all over the back of everything in my truck. So there's my old plates. South Dakota got new plates this year, so I'm still carrying around the old ones. I don't know why. Another thing I really like about having a truck versus like an SUV, for instance, I can put my trash when I'm boondocking in the back of the truck, and I don't need to worry about it stinking up my living space, or when I'm driving I don't have to smell it. So that's that. And let's go inside. Okay, welcome to the inside of the Casita. This is the entryway. There's my door. It's pretty standard. My welcome mat. I keep my shoes stored in the truck because, as you can see, there's not really room to store them in here. I got a little hanging rack here. That's where my purse goes, my poi and jackets and such that are currently in season. I have more of them stored in Tupperwares, both underneath the bed in the Casita and in the back of the truck. There's a little hook there for my keys. And this is my closet. Stock Casitas have a hanging bar, and you hang your clothes in there, but somebody who had this before me modified the closet so that it had shelves, and I can fit a lot more clothes in here because it has shelves. Below that is my AC unit. It's basically like a window unit from an apartment, which is actually really nice because it cools down this small space really well. I think it was made for a small apartment, but a small apartment is still a heck of a lot bigger than my tiny Casita. So it can be like 100 degrees outside, and I could make it freezing cold in here if I want to. This little bar on the inside is for my awning, light switch, another hook, and that's that. The other thing up in the front, oh, it's me. Hi, me. The other thing up front in the Casita, this is my bathroom. And it does have a shower. It's a marine style bath, which means that the toilet and the shower is kind of an all-in-one deal. The entire bathroom is sealed off and waterproof. Step inside. There's a little window. I keep it covered. Light, shelves, various supplies and such. There's my cleaner. My toilet is not a stock toilet either. It's a porcelain toilet. Sealander's the brand. It's got a flush pedal on the side there. You push down on the lever and it flushes the toilet. You pull up on it and it fills up the bowl with water. And toilet paper and such. Here's my sink. The plastic on, all the plastic parts really in the Casita are aging, and they're turning yellow as they age. So the previous owner went and put white paint over some of it, but it's coming off in places, which makes some of the plastic look kind of weird. But hey, it all still works. So that's what's most important to me. There's the shower head, And theoretically, like if you're standing in the shower, you can pull this off and shower. It's got a curtain that covers the door and a hook over here that the curtain hooks on, so you can actually block off the toilet part of the shower when you're standing in here. And it's got a drain on the bottom. I suppose I could talk about tank sizes, huh? Deluxe model Casitas come with a 15-gallon black water tank, which is the deciding factor when I'm boondocking. It lasts me 2 weeks pretty easily, and I can stretch it to 3 if I'm really careful. The gray water tank is 32 gallons for a 17-foot deluxe, which is more than I'll need since I never shower in it. Freshwater tank is 16 gallons standard, but you can get a 25-gallon tank as an option, which mine does not have, but that's okay. So there's my bathroom. Now, having the Spirit Deluxe model means that I have 2 dinettes inside my Casita. This is a little 2-person dinette, and it's got storage underneath there. And it can be a bed or a dinette. I have it set up as a dinette all the time. And that's my workspace, and I got this beautiful window, and it looks out over the prettiness right now. But it can be a bed as well. So it's got little grooves there. The table comes down off of this pole. You can remove the pole, put the bed on these grooves, and then you have like a little child-sized dinette. When I have friends traveling with me, sometimes my best friend travels with me, that's what we do. We just make 2 beds, and then I don't have a place to work, but I can just use my laptop in my lap. Behind that it's a full-size bed, and I keep this as a bed full-time. But just like with the other one, it can be a dinette as well. It can be a 4-person dinette, because it's actually like a tabletop that's sitting on a lip, and there's 2 poles that go underneath there, and you can make it a big dinette. Right now, that's all storage underneath there. To try to counteract the fact that Casitas, at least the Spirit model, is tongue heavy, I store stuff back here. My toolkit, that's my file cabinet where I keep all my important paperwork, because I am on the road full time, so I don't have anywhere else to stick that but there. Of course, having digital copies is a good thing when you're traveling, but I can get to that at a later point. That's my heater. I do not have a furnace in my Casita. Some Casitas do, mine does not. So that is my solution. I can talk more about that at a later date as well. And behind that, what you can't see, are Tupperwares with clothing for other seasons. So right now I'm wearing like warmer clothing, and all my like winter clothing is stored underneath there, out of the way. When I'm boondocking, I can't run the AC. Of course, I don't have enough power for my solar panel, but this does a pretty good job of keeping the Casita cool. It's a fantastic fan, and it's got a max air vent over top of it, which you can't really see out there, but it's got a cover on it so that I can keep this open even when it's raining and running, and this runs off my battery. So my only 12-volt socket is up there, and I use that for charging things. This is like a little inverter that I bought from Best Buy. And into that I can plug my laptop. This is my phone cord, so that's how I charge my phone and my computer when I'm out boondocking. One big difference between my Spirit Deluxe and the average Spirit Deluxe is there's this little piece of wood here, and you can see a line. And this used to be a wall that came all the way down to the edge of this bed. So that way this dinette seat could sit like this, so both seats could face the table. A previous owner pulled that out to make the Casita feel more spacious, and I really like it because that means when I'm sitting down on my bed, like I have an uninterrupted view of all of the windows, and it just makes the space feel bigger. This is my little kitchen cubby area. So it has a 2-burner stove, and there are arms here. This opens up, gives me a little more counter space. There's my stove. I use that to cook pretty regularly, especially when I'm boondocking, because that's, you know, that's gas. Put that away. Sink. It's a sink. Got this nice little cover so that when I'm not using the sink, I can put stuff on there. Gives me more counter space. This is what I do with my garbage when I'm boondocking. I use these little bags because one, it doesn't take up floor space like a full-size trash can would. Utensil drawer. Storage. This is where a lot of like my fixing upper stuff, cleaning products. This is my water pump switch. I had to replace this fridge about a year ago. The old one died, but it was 17 years old, so that's okay. It's actually pretty big for the size of the trailer. And it's got a little freezer compartment. I'm towards the end of my boondocking time, so my larder is getting kind of empty and I need to go shopping again. Microwave. This is the original microwave and I kind of keep hoping it will die so I can replace it with something else, like maybe a convection oven. Above that, pots, pans, storage. These cabinets run all along the length of the trailer. And above this one, food. Above this one, I think this one's like odds and ends, but there's also some cups and stuff up there. My electronics live in the back of this one, and that's extra blankets and stuff up there. Socks, personals. Above the little dinette, spices, bags. This one's another kind of odds and ends one. I've got personals. This is where I keep my jewelry. I'll be talking about that solution at a later point. Everything gets moved around when I travel, so I don't even bother picking it up because it's just going to end up everywhere next time I move anyway. But pharmaceutical stuff. Temperature. Previous owner put in this nice wood flooring, which is kind of cool. Underneath this dinette, that's where I keep all my little stuff. It's really easy to lose little stuff in an RV, so I bought these little like mini Tupperwares, and all like my little teeny tiny stuff lives in there. Under this one, I've got some food stuff. Tupperware's cleaning supplies under there. That's my hammock, some other odds and ends for cleaning. I always keep my laundry underneath this dinette. I put paperwork stuff I'm working on, or bills and that sort of thing under there. When I have a hookup, I have this little $20 Walmart heater, which is really nice. Somebody's outside. I don't know what they're doing out there. So there's the tour of my casita.